I originally pressed the wrong button. Also, if I just had to fix my headset because I forgot to put my mic down. I'm back, sort of. I'm going to be making. In this video, I'm going to just. I'm not gonna. This isn't gonna be the game I'm gonna play, because I already am like, kind of bored of playing this game. I don't know. I was not really feeling, I also wasn't really feeling like, building creative stuff anymore. I also got Trailmakers. I didn't realize there were so many DLCs for the game. I mean, I'm still going to play the game every now and then, but, like, probably not as much now, honestly, just because of that. Oh, I should probably, so I explain why I'm actually in the game if I'm not gonna play it. So, last video I made like a week ago, I don't know, last night at 10 it said it was made 6 days ago. And I just so happened, I was just, watching a YouTube video, super cool. And then I, I just happened to think, oh yeah, I just realized I should probably check up on my channel, see how my last video did. It's been like forever. And apparently somebody viewed it. Now, I was thinking to myself for a second, wait, could that have been me? By accident? Maybe I accidentally did that. Oh yeah, so last time I did play a little bit longer. I was just kind of messing around, honestly, after I made my one creation. So you see there's that stuff. And then there's this, which is, I don't remember if in the last video I started to try. No, wait, no, that's when I got off. I know, I was just trying to make a little, like, machine, and then it kind of turned into, wait, what if it just has 3 wheels? And then I just kept experimenting with that. However, like, I don't think I already explained it already. I think I keep, like, trailing off. Pretty much, I'm just gonna show you the finished result of the actual machine, like, in, like the finished result. And I'm gonna basically explain how I had some complications. Well, I mean, I guess if you watch the one person who actually oh my god, I am all over the place. I'm like going from one thing to the next. I should really quickly say, some guy apparently watched my video actually and liked it too. I got my very first like ever. Wow, and that was the 4th video ever, which is pretty cool actually. But so if whoever that was, if you watch this video, if you are able to comment, and that'd be awesome. I don't really know what to say. Anyways, we're here now. So basically, I'm just gonna re-explain everything about this machine to make this video sort of long, like at least maybe 20 minutes or something. And then I'm gonna make a video of me actually playing another game. So there's gonna be 2 videos today. Anyways, so this machine is a automatic, well, it's basically, I guess what you would say, a drone. So, okay, let me explain. It is an automatically cutting and refining, it can automatically cut trees and refine them into wooden blocks. I don't know, yeah, oof, I had the hiccups and burp. And automatically refine them into wood blocks for building. Basically, how this thing works is there are 2 switches. There is the saws. The switch 1 is for the horizontal blades, and the switch 2 is for the vertical blades. Now, I don't remember where I left off, you guys off at, but I think where I left you guys off at before is when I was like saying there was those 2 complications, that the one where how am I gonna like cut the wood when it's on the ground, and how am I gonna like get it to be auto refine to collect. Basically, originally my plan was to how I would collect I'm gonna start off with the collecting part. How I originally was gonna collect things was through a vacuum pump. So let me go find that real quick. Basically, there is something called the vacuum pump. And it works just as you think. It is a vacuum. It's a pump that's a vacuum, so it pulls things in. However, I realized something very unfortunate very fast. It doesn't work. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what I tried. You see, originally the plan was I wanted to keep this stuff up on there. Um, because that's what the original design was. And the idea was I would connect, or actually, I don't even know if the vacuum can pick up the things. Well, even if it can, actually, wait, no, that's not the problem, I think. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been like a week since I did this. So, okay, no, I don't think it was. Well, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's gonna work either of actually picking stuff up because in this game, when you cut something down before you refine it, it's just left as like a long pole. Which, no offense, I don't think that's getting through this thing. I mean, imagine this piping, this tiny amount of piping. Now, how the actual design looked was the best way I could describe it is if you've played any maybe game with a tractor or something, or if you've seen like a harvester, something like that, you would know if you know how a harvester works. Basically, it's a really fast way of getting. Let's say there's a cornfield and there's a harvester harvest the corn. Pretty much, with a harvester, it has a big back to or it has like a big area that's just where it stores stuff. Now, once it gets full, though, there's a problem. And that problem is, how do I get it out now? Well, basically, how a harvester works is whenever it's done, getting, once it's done, I don't know, with the field, it then it has a harvester, has a long pole on it. Now, this long pole is what actually let's say the corn I was saying, exit the thing. Now, how it works is, well, I don't really exactly know how it works, but basically, imagine this. Imagine this is a bit bigger. And yeah. So basically, how it works is there's like tubing. There's like a movable thing. So originally, it'll be like in I don't know, like this. No, not like that. Okay, imagine this is facing this way. It'll originally be pushed inwards, closer to the actual vehicle. Now, because of this, it allows it not to always be out of the way. Now, how it works is basically it will push the corn out through the tubing. And it'll then have a drop down thing, so it can actually drop corn downwards instead of just shooting it out. Now, the idea was to copy this, but make it be in reverse, so where it goes down to the ground, and instead of just, letting stuff go out, it brings stuff in. Now, the idea was, what it would do is it would suck the wood rod in, and it would put it into here, which would then go into here. Now, that didn't work because I've learned you have to have one of those things for tubes to actually work on an object. So, for instance, if I were to do this, you see how that glows blue? That glows blue in general when connected to something. This does not. Now, because of that, I realized it wouldn't even be able to bring stuff into there, and that was the whole point of the machine. So I had to get creative and figure out something. Now, by accident, I figured out that when one of these wood things gets close enough to a storage, it will automatically be sucked in. I figured this out by accident. I don't exactly remember how, but all you really need to know is I figured it out by accident. However, thinking about it, I actually have to go do something, and I will be right back. I will continue to explain this later. Alright, I'm back. That actually probably took a while. I don't even know, honestly. I kind of feel bad now. I don't know how to I'm not gonna edit that out, but you could just skip the video. I probably should have said that before. Well, probably if anyone watches this, they'll probably do that too, honestly. So, sorry if I did that. Okay. Where was I? Right. So, how it auto collects. I accidentally learned that this right here, when something's close enough, it will auto collect, which is a really cool thing because I use that to my advantage. See, I've put it perfectly, so it's close enough to the ground where it'll auto collect, not connect, auto collect the stuff, and then it will go into there because it is. If this is close enough to that, we learned, or if it's close enough to that, then it will also it'll just automatically go in there to refine, which is actually I think how this machine works. It has to be near one of these, I'm pretty sure, or at least have you get what I mean. Basically, how this I'm gonna show you exact. That's how that worked. That's how we fix the collecting problem. Now, how do we cut the pieces? Because here's the thing. This is high off the ground because of how I built this thing. Because it's high off the ground though, it doesn't really reach the things you need it to reach. Oh, right. All of this is here, by the way, because there was a time when I was trying to rebuild this entire or not rebuild it, but like that structure back there had like very similar build, a very similar build to this, and I was figuring out that build by pretty much putting down a block and counting it. Anyways, how this piece works right here is honestly I didn't mean to do this, but the design worked out really well. So originally, I had built up a piece that just extended outwards to put the blades on because I didn't want the blades to be right up against the tire because, well, I want this thing to feel a little realistic. And now I think the tires may accidentally touch it every now and then, but like maybe if you turn it, I'm not sure. Yeah, you see right there, it touches it, but it's fine. I like how it looks. Now the idea was so also I don't want to be right up against the tree. Now, so how I did this is I just kind of built, like a forklift kind of thing and just put blades on it and, let it run wild. Now, from doing this, there was an open space in the middle, which I didn't really care about. I didn't really think of using. I just thought, okay, it's just like that. However, me doing this was actually a really smart idea by accident. Now, what ended up happening is I couldn't reach, some super small logs on the ground. Now, this was a problem because, how am I supposed to... Because what happens when you cut down a tree is you cut it down and then it'll give you like these half logs, which then you cut to actually get the wood, wood poles to, then refine. Basically, what I would have made was an idea. Originally, the idea was for a whole, like, up and down a raising system, kind of like a robot arm. If you've seen videos of a robot arm like going down and up, kind of something like that with a saw to go up and down. Now, I remember seeing this and I thought, hey, I could put it here. However, trying to figure out how to do that, I did not know how to do that because, it's been forever since I played this game, and also even if it's been forever, I still I don't know how to do that. So I realized I could just do a simpler design, and that's this. Now, how this actually works is originally it was connected to there and not these blocks. However, after realizing that it actually is still not low enough, I just put it down by 1 block until it's fully hitting the ground, or not, maybe not fully exactly hitting the ground, but it's close enough to actually get every log. Pretty much, how it works is you cut the tree down with these blades. Now, then what you do is you then cut the actual like log on the ground with this by running over it. Now, this actually works out too with this thing being raised, so you can actually just go over it. This is important for later. What you do is when you're going over the logs, slowly cutting them all, by doing this, it leaves the leaves the wooden pole right on the ground. Now, you may think, okay, well, how are you going to auto-collect it? Well, you see how this is close to the ground? What happens is, as you continue driving along, eventually the back will reach where you started cutting. And right there is how this works. Because it is close enough to the ground, it will auto-collect, which will then be auto-thrown into there. And then it'll be refined into wooden blocks, which then gets put into there. Which, if we look around, I'm not sure if it actually works properly, but it's fine. It should be putting them into here, because it's supposed to take up 2 chests worth, but it's fine, honestly. This is a lot right there. So now I'm actually going to show it, working. So this also, by the way, works on any tree, like giant ones, like the super giant thick ones, or maybe your average tree like right in front of us. But just because I will, prove to you this thing works really well, I will go find... actually, no, I don't feel like doing that, because I want to play a different game and for today. I'll just use this tree. This is a pretty big tree. So, like I said, you press 1 to activate the switch, which then cuts the actual tree down. Now, what you gotta do is, you kind of have to, you gotta maneuver it a bit, so there is that situation. You will have to maneuver it up quite a bit actually to be able to get this to work properly, because it's got to be aligned. The middle has to be aligned with the tree. So you see, I just messed up there, but that's fine. We'll just show how this works like this. So then what you do is you activate the second switch, which when you go over the log, hold up. It's actually not working. Oh, I should probably also explain something. The reason these are here is because these are the the super advanced concrete. Because this is the heaviest thing I could find. Mainly because there was just such little things in the front. You look at all this. This is hanging off the back, and then this is there. So there was so much weight in the back that at first, with a few layers, at first, without the layers, it would start raising off the ground. The front would raise off the ground. So then I thought, oh, I just need some weight. So then I put these, which added weight, but then I had to add a bit more to it just so it would finally, properly be able to not go off the ground. All right, so this is time to show how it works. You activate this, which then cuts the logs, which then cuts the other tiny logs. This is also still kind of a work in progress. I can't get them for some reason. Oh, why? Oh, is it because I'm on a hill? Oh. This thing might not work if there's a hill. Oh. Okay, well, it's been a while since I played, so, Also, this thing is very kind of hard to maneuver, so there is, that is another problem, I guess. So here, yeah, this is a really big tree, see? Okay, that's a really annoying way to start facing. Anyways, here, we'll just show it here. Or, never mind. Okay, now it's raising off the ground a bit. Wow, everything I said that... Okay, this worked really well, but at the same time, I guess you could say, driving it a bit better. Now, actually, with the big trees, I should say something, is that they're a bit more, I guess you could say, difficult, but not really. You see how they're too big for the actual second saw to reach? However, they're big enough for the first saw to reach. Haha. So basically, it cuts that stuff up. Okay, you see that piece of wood? There. So now you can start to see how this thing works. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. You cut it, which then, once you go back, it gets thrown into there, which then gets thrown into there, which, you know, then it does all of its refining stuff. And then it goes there, and voila, you have wood. I swear this thing is way better. It worked way better than, you know, it just now showed. But yeah, it's kind of a work in progress, though at the same time, this is the finished result. I mean, maybe I'll start working on it. I think I remember I said something about maybe I'd make like something like this, but a drill. However, honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I have not even tested that. I've never even drilled a rock in this game because you don't really do that, you know. You can't really do that without the drill. You can't drill those big rocks. So yeah. Basically, this is how this invention works. Actually, as a matter of fact, I saved it. These are a bunch of modded items I have. A tree chopper mech. Yeah, that's really old. Oh yeah, here it is. I just called it the tree destroyer because, you know. Oh, that's really cool. Like I said, I just called it the tree destroyer. Tree harvester. This must be another mod. Oh, crap. Wait, this mod uses a similar technique that I use. Oh, but look at it. No offense, but look at how improperly balanced it is. I mean, I can't really be talking, I feel, but like, I don't know. What is this? Oh, it's a moon pool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm really into Subnautica. Oh, there's another tree harvesting. Dang, I got like a lot of tree harvesting things. Big boat submarine. Yeah, I'm also really into submarines. I'm actually a really big ocean guy, despite not being able to know how to swim. Anyways, like I was saying, this thing is a really cool thing. However, there's one problem. It is extremely expensive. Just in general. You see, 344 of these blocks, 72 of these blocks, 8 of these blocks, 4 of those, 10 bearings, 5, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4. So it's very expensive. Now, there is something, though, I should probably say, and that's, I just use some of the most advanced blocks I could find. Now, don't get me wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. You probably actually still need a few of these blocks, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. In fact, actually thinking about it, you probably do need these exact blocks. So it's not a very practical build. Like, you know, it's not very practical if you're playing a survival world and you want to maybe build something like this. It's not practical because of how expensive because these are the most advanced, for instance, most advanced metal block, which is really hard to make. And then this is the most advanced concrete. But I use the most advanced one because it's the heaviest block I could find that I could just put up on the front. And you need 72 of them. So that's quite a lot, actually. Something I should... So yeah, it's a very expensive but kind of cool build. I don't have it actually on the workshop, but maybe I will do that now. Here, I'll do that. You probably aren't able to see it. So, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Oh, I gotta figure out. Okay. Alrighty, so it's posted now. Apparently it's waiting for analysis. So yeah. Anyways, I guess that's the end of this current video, but I'm gonna be playing something literally like something else. I don't know what I'm gonna play, but something else. So I'm just gonna post this video real quick and immediately go on to starting the next one. But before I do that, I'm going to say something. Once again, I am sorry about, you know, kind of disappearing there for a good while. Like, at least a couple of minutes. probably like 4 minutes I was gone. Probably a little bit longer. I honestly, like I said, I don't really know. I had to go do something. And I don't have a watch on me right now. I had a voice crack there. But yeah, sorry about that. Also, to the one guy who liked my last video I made of Scrap Mechanic, if you, like I was saying, if you, see this, if you are gonna end up watching this video, maybe comment a game recommendation. I mean, you're currently the only person who's seen this channel, so you're pretty legendary, honestly. So yeah, if I'm gonna guess you probably found this video by accident by looking up Scrap Mechanic on YouTube, and then you ended up finding me. But hey, you found me, and you actually still watched and liked. So honestly, that's pretty cool of you. So like I was saying, maybe leave a comment, game recommendation. If you want more Scrap Mechanic, I will maybe play more like of those kind of creative games. If I have Trailmakers, like I said, so if you want me to record playing that, I will maybe do that. But honestly, the game, it's not that it's boring. It's more so it's kind of annoying that the reason I got the game was maybe to try and build like a mech, but to do that I need to buy a DLC. So I mean, don't get me wrong, like I said, it's probably gonna end up like this game right here, where every now and then I'll be super creative, build something that's actually kind of cool, and disappear again. Anyways, I'm gonna quit yapping, and post this video and make the next one. Goodbye. I should probably have an outro. What should I say? Alright, before I go, I gotta think of something to say. I'm just gonna say goodbye. Goodbye.